I have my panel today at VidCon in Anaheim, California, and I'm going to be on stage with the founder of Death Row Records, who spent 26 years in prison for a crime he didn't commit, with Amy Nelson, with Tiffany Cianci, with these really extraordinary people. This is day 3 in California for me, and I've been really jet lagged. I've been struggling at this point. Anytime I come west, it usually takes me 2 or 3 days to kind of get my feet underneath of me, and I'm finally getting there, which is good because if I'm going to speak, I want to kind of have my feet underneath of me. But every time I come out here, I've really fallen in love with California all over again. And I always wonder, why don't I just stay? Well, for 19 years, I was in prison and I couldn't go anywhere. There was no visiting California, no less staying. And then for the next 3 years, I was on probation. So it wasn't like I could just choose to stay. I couldn't even extend my visit. I needed to get permission to come out here. I needed to get permission. I was changing travel. I needed to talk about where I was going, how I was going, who I was going with, all those things. But for the first time in my life, I could just stay. Like I could stay an extra day, I could stay an extra week, I could just move out here. And there's nothing anybody could do. And it's weird because I'm not used to that. I'm not used to that level of freedom. Because, I was a kid and I did what my parents told me or what I was supposed to do. And then I went to prison and I did what the people in prison told me and what I was supposed to do. And then I was on probation and I did what they said because I didn't want to go back to prison. But now I get to actually make those decisions and it's kind of bizarre. And so maybe I will stay an extra day. Maybe I'll stay an extra week. I don't know. But having that choice for the first time just feels like this new experience and this new thing. And that's why in some ways, I feel like a very mature, capable 40-year-old. And in other ways, I feel like a teenager who's still like kind of testing the limits and figuring out where he goes and how things are going to work. And I don't know, maybe I'm going to stay in LA for a couple days.